All right, in today's video, I'm gonna go over 3 things that you can implement into your day to be 10 times more productive. Now, I'm gonna give examples of coaching specifically, what you can do as a beginner coach, as a more advanced coach, implementing into your day to get more clients, more content posted, and overall more productive time. All right, so to jump right into it, there's gonna be 3 structure priorities. So the 3 things that you could be implementing to actually become more productive, get more clients, make more money, overall just have a better, more quality life. Now, this isn't just for coaching. You can implement this in anything. All right, let's jump straight into the first one. Number 1 is going to be habit stacking. Now, what is habit stacking? Habit stacking is basically where you take an old habit and are implementing a new habit right before or right after it, so it's way easier to actually do. Right? You're going to be doing this so it adds easeability to the habit. You don't have to create like a new time or think of new things to actually do it. You already have a cue, which is going to be the first habit, and they're just adding it on, one that like makes sense to do before and after. Why this is helpful is it helps you build habits effortlessly by attaching things you're already doing so they actually stick. Now, the difference between like a different habit, right? Let's say, for example, you're just trying to get into a habit of posting more. Now, if you don't have anything to actually connect that to, then how are you actually going to make that happen? That's why with habit stacking, if you're wanting to post more, you'll then connect that onto another habit you're already doing, which we're going to get into, and it'll make it a lot easier to do. How you're actually going to do this is as simple as it sounds. After I, existing habit, I will, new small habit. Simple as that. So after I wake up, I will check my phone, right? That's something that people always do. It's a habit. Every single day you're going to wake up, right? Every single day, a lot of people check their phone because that is habit stacking, right? So then every single time I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, right? Like right in the morning. That is habit stacking, whether you know it or not. See, you do it because it's been associated with another habit. That is why it's so effective. Now, I wrote some examples down as well that would actually be useful for coaching specifically. So after I brush my teeth, I will check in with clients. After finishing a client session, I will spend 5 minutes planning the next session. After morning coffee, plan post for the day. So you see why it would be so productive and so helpful if you're having a hard time with actually implementing habits, with sticking to them, with getting things done productively because you don't know where to actually tie it in. This is one of the best ways to build a new habit, right? Make new habits, build new skills, practice, remember things without having to add new things to your schedule. And that is why this is number 1. I would recommend for anyone who's really trying to do any self-improvement, right? Get better in business, get better in the gym, get better at anything. Read the book Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits, I'll write it down right here. Now, why I would suggest this is because I've read this book about 3 times now, and I just actually gave it to one of my friends, right? Atomic Habits goes over basically exactly what it looks like. Atomic habits, so really small habits, and habit stacking is one of the methods that it refers to in the book to actually create these. But creating habits is one of the most powerful things that you can actually do in life. If you are able to master habits, master creating them, master sticking them, and be able to make bad habits look unappealing and make good habits look appealing, make bad habits hard to do and make good habits easy to do. For example, the client of mine just had a call with one of their students where I actually gave him this to teach to his student, right? Because his student was having a really hard time building habits, right? So what we had him do in order to make like a habit unappealing, he's a fitness coach, obviously all my students are fitness coaches. So his client was having a really hard time like eating clean. And the reason was because he had such a bad habit of eating unhealthy. So instead of just like making it a habit to choose healthy food over bad food, the solution was just clearing bad food out of the house so that eating the good food was the only option. It was easier, it was then more appealing, and that is the importance of building habits, right? You can build habits if you make them easier. And this makes it very easy to make because you're already implementing it with something that you already are doing. All right. Number 2, 3-item checklist. Now, this probably is self-explanatory, but a 3-item checklist is simply just a 3-item to-do list, 3-item checklist, but it's things that you can do every single day, regardless of the day, that will show that you're being productive. So why this is important, it gives you quick wins and proof that you're making progress even on days that you feel unproductive. I'll go into examples in a second, but how we're actually going to do this is simply just create a checklist you can mark off on your phone, on your notebook, anything like that. Now, I would recommend while watching this video, going through all of these. For example, for habit stacking, I recommend writing down 3 habits you already have: brushing your teeth, right? Taking your shoes off after work, eating a snack, and then something that you've been having a hard time doing. Think about which one of those things would make sense to do after, or you could do after, and then write them down. What's written is retained. You will remember things faster if you actually write them down. So with habit stacking, write this down. After existing habit, I will, new small habit. Now, either right now, pause the video and make 3 of these, or after this video, spend 5 to 10, 15 minutes actually doing this. All right, back to this. Same thing. Create a checklist that you can mark off. Simply just go into your phone right now, go into your notes app, and then come back to this video. But just write 1, 2, 3 with the little like check things where you can just tap them and make them fill. Things that you can do every single day. Now, some examples of these could be posting 10 times a day. Now, if you're just starting, posting 10 times a day maybe something isn't that you could do, right? So 1 time a day, right? Things that if you do every day, you are still making progress. Now, as you're doing these, as you're proving that you can get these done consistently, then bump it up. 1 time a day, do that for a few days, then bump it up to 2 times a day, do that for a few days, bump it up to 3. The point is, every single day you're able to get that done, so it's proving that you're making progress even on days where you don't feel very productive. Engaging with at least 30 potential clients. Now, this could be anyone who's liking, following, saving, or if you're doing like outbound, right, like you're looking for prospects, then it could be just reaching out to those, right? But engaging with at least 30 potential clients is one that I try to do at least 100 a day, right? And all of my setters, I have 7 setters. I know they're all doing 100 a day as well, but I'd say 30 is a good spot, right? You're most likely, if you're posting, you're going to have 30 likes, right? Looking through those, you might only have like 2 people that you could actually DM, or 1 person you actually DM. So post more, right? Just solving the initial problem. If you don't have 30 potential clients to DM, or then post more, right? Now, learning 30 minutes a day. This is something that I would do no matter what you're doing. If you coach, if you don't coach, if you have a business, if you don't have a business, no matter what, learn 30 minutes a day about something that could benefit you in life, right? No matter what it is. If you don't know what to learn about, then I recommend learning about building habits. I recommend learning about productivity. I recommend learning about health, nutrition. I'm always picking up new books. So what I do is I will go into a thrift store, right? I'm gonna grab some books. Go into a thrift store, look for the like business section or self-improvement section. I'll just take a picture of it with ChatGPT, say, this is kind of what I'm wanting to improve on. Tell me which books here are going to help me with that. That is how I picked up both these books. Sell It Crazy. This is how I learned how to run meta ads. Crazy, crazy good book. Super, super informational. I learned that simply by walking in, taking a picture. So I knew I only had to spend like $2, right? And that book is super informational. Okay, second one. This one, Predictably Irrational. This video I'm still in the midst of reading, but that video goes over why people make the decisions they do. A great book if you're in business, if you're wanting to learn about that, but I recommend highly, highly, highly either watching YouTube videos 30 minutes a day or reading 10 pages a day. But I would say that this is going to benefit you so much in life. And if you don't know what to learn, you don't know what videos to watch, go watch one of mine, okay? Perfect. Now, like I said before, write those 3 things. After this video, right now, pause it, come back. I want you to, if you clicked on this video, no matter what you do in life, I want you to think of some things that you can habit stack, and I want you to make a 3-thing checklist. Even if those things are simply just making my bed, eating 3 meals, and doing some sort of workout, it will make you more productive. It will make those days where you don't feel productive feel more productive. It will show you you're making progress, and habit stacking is going to improve your life if you actually stick to it. All right, number 3, 15-minute nightly reset. Now, a 15-minute nightly reset, you might think that it means at the end of the night, you just like No phone, just like lay back, just relax. But that's not what this is. So what this 15-minute nightly reset is you're spending 15 to 20 minutes at the end of the night to set yourself up for success the next day. So what that would look like is, let's say you get home from work, you take your shoes off, you take a shower. Now, for these 15 minutes, you're going to set up what you actually need to get done the next day. Not your 3-item checklist, but a new couple items that you really want to get done. Now, I have some examples, but first we're going to go over why it's actually important. So it's going to clear mental clutter, lower stress, and set your next day up to run way smoother without extra work, because then the next day, you're not having to actually go through and think of all these things because you already set it up the night before. Days that I plan the day before, I am 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more productive, and that's exactly what we want to happen. So, 15-minute nightly reset. How are we going to do that? Simply set a plan for the next day with priorities and objectives that are easy. Not something like crazy, like a new goal or anything like that. Things that you know, if you had on a to-do list, you would be able to actually get done. Some examples. Review to-do list, right? Prioritize 3 top things for the next day. You already have the 3 daily things. Now, these are going to be specific to the next day. So, for example, if you're recording a YouTube video the next day, boom, write that on it. If you have client calls, boom, write that you're going to review before the client calls. Anything like that. And it can be day-to-day life things too. If you're not a coach or you're not getting into coaching, it could simply just be going to the gym, right? You wanted to get into the gym, go to the gym. It could simply be like prepping for the next day, anything like that, right? But I would recommend to prioritize 3 things. Just simply write this under your actual checklist. So right now or after this video, go to your checklist in your notes, press enter 2 times, just write to-do list, and then write 3 things that you want to do the next day. Now, these 3 things are going to be able to change. The checklist is going to stay the same every single day, but these things are going to be able to change. Now, have it in the same spot so you can just open your phone every day, see what you have to do every day, and then see what you have to do for that day. Another thing that you could do in this 15 minutes is just organize your workspace, set up materials for the next day. But the key to all of this is we are setting up our next day for success, right? If you are going to bed and you set gym clothes right next to your bed the day before, you're much more likely to actually go to the gym. Even better, if you fall asleep in clothes that you are going to go to the gym in, far more likely. See, what we're trying to do is make it the easiest possible for you to actually get done what you want to get done. So if you're setting your workspace up with all the stuff that you're going to need to do, like your notes literally open, your computer already on the stuff, then you're far more likely to get to work faster and actually get it done. Now, setting up everything is going to make your day run a lot smoother. So for example, spend some time to like plan kind of schedule, right? That's the next one. Plan schedule for the next day. So for example, you want to wake up, then go to the gym, get home, do some work, or like you wake up, you go to work, you get home, stuff you want to get done. So plan that out, right? So for example, if I was waking up, going to the gym, then getting some work done, I would set my gym clothes next to my bed and set up my computer. So then not only when I go to the gym and get home, I don't have to set it up, but also it's already set up. That is what you need to be doing, setting yourself up for success. And a great thing that you can tie this back to is actually habit stacking. If you can make it a habit to do a nightly reset, right? Make it a habit to every time you get back from the gym, then put new gym clothes out for you the next day, you are far more likely to actually go to the gym the next day. If you can make it a habit to record videos every time you sit down to eat, you are far more likely to actually do it. Because what a habit is doing something without actually having to think about it. Now, let me look up the actual definition real quick. A habit is a routine or behavior pattern that is repeated, regular, and occurs without conscious thought. So exactly that. If you can make it so you are doing these things without having to think about it, you will be 10 times more productive. Imagine if you posted 10 videos a day without even having to think about it. Imagine how much further you'd be. Imagine if you sat down and learned for 30 minutes a day without even thinking about it. You're just like, okay, time to learn. Imagine how much more productive you would be. All right. Now, what I want you to do is take all of these and write them all down. I'm not kidding. First, write down some habits that you're wanting to do, okay? Some habits that would help you out. If you don't know, go in ChatGPT and ask, what are some habits that would help every single person to do, right? If it doesn't have any for you, it will. But if it doesn't, then specifically say some things that you're wanting to work on, right? If you're in school and you're not being super productive, then ask it about that, right? If you're in work and you're not really getting as much done as you want, ask it about that. Now, write down what habits you're wanting to do, Now think of something that would be very easy to implement in front of it, right? Whether it be something on your phone, which you can do at any time, whether it be something at home, which you'd have to do like at a specific time. Now, go in again, ask ChatGPT, say, these are things I'm wanting to do. I want to start habit stacking. So what are some things I could have in front of it, a habit I'm already doing in order to actually get that done? It's going to give you a list. Pick ones that you think would actually help you. You can modify them, you can change them up, and write them in your notes. What's written is what's retained. If you have it written down, you will remember it better. After that, go into your checklist. Make sure you have a checklist every single day of things that you have every day. So I will literally make an example right over here. Okay, let's do this. Boom. Okay. Let's say we have a phone here. We got our little checklist going on. Okay, boom. That's our checklist. Here's our to-do list. This is what it's going to look like, right? Now, literally just right up here, checklist. Boom. To-do list. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Simple as that. In your checklist, write down things that you can do every single day. One post. Okay, let's do one post. We'll do three protein sources. And then we'll do random one, right, etc. Now these are going to be every single day. Okay, so things every single day. Boom. Okay, get home, check it off. Oh, boom, 3 protein sources. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Check it off. All right, yeah, check it off. Wonderful. Okay, you got those done. Now your to-do list is going to be the same things. It's going to be 3 things that you want to do every single day. You want to get done all of these days. Now, this is a little bit different, right? These are going to change. So you do them in the day, you check them off. You do it in the day, you check it off. You do it in the day, check it off. You get it. Now, at the end of the day, set up for the next day. Like we said, use the 15-minute reset to set them up. Go in here, unclick all these. Boom, perfect. Unclick, unclick, unclick. Wonderful. And then for the to-do list, uncheck those as well. Delete them. And write 3 more. As simple as that. This is going to make you 10 times more productive. I know a to-do list seems like an easy thing. It seems like a simple, stupid thing to do, but it is simple, and everyone knows what a to-do list is because for centuries, it has been a thing that works. That is why everyone knows what it is. If a to-do list didn't work, nobody would know what it is, right? If a checklist didn't work, nobody would know what it is. If habits weren't important, nobody would know what they are. They're important because because they actually work and because people know what they are. So this is what your phone should look like. Okay. And if you're having a bad time doing the nightly reset, then in your checklist, do this. That is perfect. So these are the 3 top things that I would recommend anyone, specifically beginner coaches, to start doing in order to be more productive, make more money, have a better quality life, get more healthy, everything. If you can implement these and master them, I guarantee you will be past 99% of people ever are in their entire life, and they're not that difficult to do. That's the great thing about these. These are the 3 easiest things you can implement to increase your quality of life. And if you want to increase them even more, like I said, go into ChatGPT, have them personalized to you, get that done, and I promise you, you will see progress.